Hey my darlings, how are you? I hope that you are doing amazing today. So going forward, we're doing something a little differently than our pick a cards. A while back, I had reviewed my Wiseful Tarot cards, and I really love doing that because I'm someone who, if I really resonate with a deck and I really thinking about purchasing it or committing to it, I really want to see what I'm getting involved in first. I like to see the imagery, I like to see the texture, and I like to really see the quality as well. So going forward, we are going to start off with the GloGlow Holographic Tarot cards. This is a crowd favorite. This is one that people really talk about a lot. They always ask questions about because it's something so beautiful, and it's also something very unique. So we are going to get right into this. I'm not going to talk your ears off too much, but you can find this deck on Amazon, Walmart, and Wish as well. I think that you can also just kind of type it into Google and find it really anywhere. But this is something that I really haven't been able to find in most metaphysical shops, which is why most people have to find it online. Now, when you do look them up, I do notice that people have left quite a few negative reviews, and I just think it's because it's a little different of a deck than most people are kind of used to. It's a little bit different of a card stock as well because it is a little bit thicker. If you notice, mine, I've gotten very well used. I use them a lot. So make sure that when you get them out of the box that you're bending them, that you're shuffling them, that you're really using them and breaking them apart, because as the front is this kind of high glossy finish with the holographic kind of foil on there, the back is this matte sort of a papery finish. So the fronts tend to stick to the backs when you first get this deck. It isn't something bad. It's just sort of something that you might want to know going into this, that it is going to sort of stick together the first few times that you use them. And yes, 500 cards might just clump up together and fall out of your hand and you'll be like, what the heck? But kind of peel them apart and just keep working with them, keep touching them, and keep kind of just loosening them up. You know how you have to break in shoes? That's a lot how this tarot deck is, and I think that's how a lot of tarot decks and oracle card decks are as well. Just because when you have a thicker card stock too, it tends to be like that. But moving forward, I really think that this is a great deck to get. Now, if you are a beginner in tarot, I'm not going to necessarily say don't get this deck, because you can simply just buy any Rider Waite tarot booklet and it'll give you the same meanings. This is the same card deck as just a traditional Rider Waite tarot deck. The only difference here is that this is holographic and it also has Chinese text at the bottom. That's it. That's the only difference here. But going forward, the booklet that comes with it, it is called the Classic Tarot Decryption Guide. This is also all in Chinese. So my suggestion is that, you either get a regular Rider Waite tarot book, or you can also, with your phone, get the Google Translate app. I know that sounds really strange, but hold it up to the pages and it will translate everything. That's what I did, and I ended up having a lot of fun with it because I was just so curious, would that work? And it actually picked up on it. But some of the stuff doesn't necessarily translate to make sense, which is why I'm saying if you aren't someone who is kind of very knowledgeable in tarot, or you don't feel very comfortable just going off of the deck and the intuitive feelings, then definitely invest in a regular Rider Waite meaning book as well. So going forward, I'm also going to show you the box real quick as well. Hold on. So I actually have the Chariot version. I know that you can also there's a High Priestess box as well, but I believe it is the same version, just a different box. But the back is also in holographic Chinese as well. It is a very beautiful deck. I absolutely love it. And this actually really makes me want to learn Chinese. I tried taking it in high school and my brain's just, it can't hold all that many languages. English is pushing it. That first language is already a little too much at times. So moving forward, we are going to get right into this, and I'm going to start showing you the cards. So this is the Fool. Just going to move it around a little so you guys can see. They are so beautiful. I absolutely love this deck. But, they are a little stiff, and when you do use them, since the sides are kind of papery, they do tend to come up a little bit, but I think that's fairly normal. You know, especially if you're rough with your cards like I am. I don't know why, but apparently I'm like the Incredible Hulk when it comes to my tarot cards, and I always end up crinkling the sides. So, but here's the Empress, the Emperor, the Hierophant, the Lovers, the Chariot, but all the same, just regular Rider Waite imagery, just holographic, really beautiful, really vibrant as well. I feel like my camera really doesn't do it enough justice, especially in the sunlight. These cards are incredible. Justice, the Hanged Man, here's Death. Also, here is the back, so I can show you again. Very beautiful as well. Temperance, the Devil, the Tower, the Star, but I definitely recommend this deck. I think that it is so much fun. You know, in the traditional Rider Waite as well, just looking at the imagery, you know, you can get a lot out of what's going on as well. What do you guys think? What's your favorite card so far? I think in this deck, the High Priestess and the Hermit are actually my favorites, because the Hermit particularly because the holographic looks incredible on him. We are up to the Six of Wands. Woohoo, victory! Seven of Wands, Eight of Wands. All holographic wands. Holographic beat up wands guy. He's so bruised from the battle, the ongoing struggle of life. The Ten of Wands. Page of Wands. Knight of Wands. Queen of Wands. King of Wands with his little salamander friend. So going on to swords now with the Ace of Swords. The Two of Swords. Look at how holographic it is and beautiful. But yeah, they were pretty stiff when I first got them, but they're very beautiful. They're very pliable and bendable now. Oh my goodness, you know? So it definitely just takes some getting used to. You just have to break them in like a nice pair of shoes. The Five of Swords. I don't know why, but Rider Waite, Five of Swords always like tickles my heart. It makes me like giggle. Like it makes me laugh. And I know it's like such a heavy energy, but I think of like, I don't know, just people being petty. It just makes me giggle. So yeah. Seven of Swords. Eight of Swords. Ooh, look at that. Beautiful. And they do tend to get very scratched up. If you see when I put it like that, you tend to see all the little dings and all the little scratches. These do tend to get scratched very, very easily. I don't know if it's just like the cardstock itself, but do be aware of that, you know, that if you do kind of be a little too rough with it, you can scratch them and it will kind of not necessarily show up, but you will be able to see it yourself just because I think you'll be so used to this deck. But yeah, that's really my only complaint with this deck, to be honest, is that it is kind of fragile. I think if you got these wet, I think they'd be mush. I don't know. Like, because normal tarot cards, I think that you can get them wet for the most part, but as long as you immediately put them on the windowsill, they're fine. But these are definitely more of like kind of a paper, kind of cardboard kind of a material. So I don't know if that would necessarily work with them. Let me know, you guys, if your GloGlow holographic tarot deck gets wet, if you can kind of dry it out. I love the Knight of Swords in this deck as well. Look at that. He's so shiny. The King of Swords on to the Ace of Cups. So what do you guys think? What do you guys think of this deck? Oh my goodness, when I first saw it, I thought it was so beautiful, and I just had to have it. Oh my goodness, so I put it on my wish list forever. But what do you guys think? Do you guys like it? Like, see here, you can see how the edges are kind of coming up. See that? Just kind of the quality of it. But I think for the price, I think it's a beautiful deck, and I think it's really wonderful. You know, but if you definitely don't like that thicker quality of card, you know, maybe kind of stray away from this one even. I'm not necessarily saying they're really thick, but they're definitely thicker than some of the Oracle cards that I have, which is really interesting. But yeah, see all the different, they get very boo-booed up very easily. But it is a very, very beautiful deck. I really, really love it. The Nine of Cups. This deck might be your wish fulfillment. Woohoo! But yeah, I mean, this is the same deck as regular Rider Waite. So if you are a beginner or you are just learning, don't get too frustrated with it. It's the same ones. You could even find there's a lot of apps, I think, for your phone where you can find the meanings as well. And I think that that would really come in handy with this deck. You know, I'm not very picky, though, when it comes to divination tools. I'm the type of person who, if you give me index cards, I'll just make my own stuff out of index cards. So I think that it's all just intention. I think that that's all that it boils down to. And if you really want to work with this deck and you really want to kind of bond with it, I think that you can. And I think that these decks are very receptive to that bond as well. I love this deck. It always is receptive to answering my questions, especially yes or no questions. I really, really love answering yes or no's on these. The Two of Pentacles. It might take a little bit of work, though, especially with the Three of Pentacles coming up. It might take a little bit of work with this deck. Just make sure to remain diligent and, you know, work on it. Because when I first started using them, I was like, I don't know if this is a deck that I'm going to be using all the time. And it's actually one of my most used decks, believe it or not. I really, really love this deck. So for as much as I use it, you know, the sides really aren't all that bad. They're actually pretty good, you know. There's that. The Six of Pentacles. The Seven of Pentacles, the Eight of Pentacles, geez, I hope that that wasn't blurry throughout the whole video like that. I just focused my camera and I'm like, oh my goodness. But yeah, Ten of Pentacles, look at how beautiful that is. How it shines. Page of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles, and the King of Pentacles. Oop, he almost slipped away. So there he is. Very beautiful. Okay, so moving this aside real quick, I'm just going to show you what this deck is like to shuffle, just so that you can kind of get a feel for this deck. It's not like extraordinarily big. I'd say that it's normal card size, maybe a little bit bigger than a poker deck, but they're a little bit stiff still. You know, so shuffling is a little bit fun, especially when you first get it. But it shuffles great. They don't flex all that much when they're in all like together. There you go. But they definitely shuffle very, very good. You know, this is definitely a very nice deck, I think. You know, and especially when you use it after a while, the cards don't stick together, you know. Ooh, what do we have? What do we have here? Oh, Temperance and Death. Yeah, so I really think that this is my deck's message to you about this deck. If you have patience with this deck, if you can really utilize it, really kind of bend it out, really work with it, be patient with it, you will have a lot of good come out of it. You will kind of have a transformation as well. I think that the way that you look at the deck will completely change too. Your old outlooks on it might kind of die or pass on. And after a while of working with it, you really don't even notice that it's like as stiff as you think it is. You know, you really start to enjoy it, and it really becomes easy to work with, especially since the front is this high quality gloss finish. It's kind of like the cards then start to slide, but they do get a little beat up, as you can see. So if this deck really appealed to you, hey, check it out and let me know. You know, this was a really, really awesome deck. I really love it personally, and I would recommend it to everyone. Especially like beginners, you know, because you can always get a Rider Waite tarot deck and just kind of look up the meanings that way. But they're really kind of just universal. Anyone can use these cards at any point in their life, and I think that they're so, so wonderful. So I definitely recommend them for you guys if you are looking for a really awesome variation on the Rider Waite tarot deck. But yeah, definitely let me know if you get them and if you enjoy them, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!